Besides being a successful actor, filmmaker, and certified hunk, Kevin Costner has a long laundry list of peculiar hobbies, unique accomplishments, and fascinating obsessions that most people don't know about. In this facts-packed video, we'll be taking a look at some of his lesser-known talents. Costner's early years. Kevin was born January 18, 1955 in Linwood, California, and grew up in Compton. His mom, Sharon Ray, was a welfare worker, while his dad, William Costner, worked himself to the bone as a ditch digger and electrician to provide for the family. Kevin was the youngest of 3 boys, the second of whom sadly died at birth. Family was always important to Kevin growing up. Not only did his parents instill within him a profound respect for life and a solid work ethic, but his Baptist roots also affected his moral compass from an early age. He was never very academically inclined in school, but he was particularly drawn to sports, especially football. In his free time, he took piano lessons, wrote poetry, and sang in the church's choir. At one point, he expressed that watching the 1963 film How the West Was Won at an early age formed his childhood. During his teen years, Costner struggled to make friends and had little confidence in himself. Since his dad's job often required his family to move around, Costner attended a number of schools before graduating from Villa Park High School in Orange County in 1973. He earned his BA in Marketing and Finance at Cal State University in Fullerton, and while in his final year of college, he took an interest in acting and dancing. After graduating, he married his first wife, Cindy Silva, who worked at Disneyland performing as Cinderella. On their returning flight from their honeymoon in Puerto Vallarta, the couple had a chance encounter with actor Richard Burton, who had bought up all the seats around him so he could have some solitude. Burton agreed to talk with Costner after he finished his book. Costner was at the time taking acting classes, but had yet to inform his new bride that his dream was to become an actor. Once Costner spoke to Burton, he asked him how he could avoid the kind of drama that always seemed to follow him. Burton replied by saying that since he had blue eyes, like he also did, he should be fine. What he meant by that is unknown. But apparently that statement really resonated with young Costner. After the plane landed, Burton's limo pulled up to the curb where Costner and his wife were waiting for a cab and wished Kevin good luck. The two never spoke again, but Costner still credits Burton with helping start his career. Reinvigorated by the meeting, Costner started taking acting lessons 5 nights a week while working a marketing job to support himself and his wife. He finally made his film debut in the film Sizzle Beach, USA, which was filmed in 1978 but not released until '86. His breakout role, however, was in 1985's Silverado. That same year, he also starred in Fandango and American Flyers. From that point onward, Costner experienced a meteoric rise in fame, ultimately becoming the living legend he is today. Kevin Costner, country music star. Kevin has been a lifelong music lover. He started taking piano lessons as a boy. Even though he's a big-time acting star and certified sex symbol, he hasn't given up on his love for all things musical. In 2007, he started the band Kevin Costner and Modern West, and he's been recording and touring with the band ever since. The country rock outfit embarked on its first world tour in October of 2007 and released their first full-length album, Untold Truths, in November of 2008. They have since put out 4 additional studio albums and have performed live at various venues across the US, Canada, and Europe. Costner's band's latest release is titled Tales from Yellowstone, and it's clear that his role on the Yellowstone TV show has influenced his music in a big way. Each of the album's 16 tracks was written from the perspective of his character John Dutton. If you listen closely while watching the 3rd season, you'll hear several songs from the album featured in a handful of episodes. Before we tell you more about Kevin Costner's weird jobs, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Costner used to be a partial owner of a minor league baseball team. Costner has never lost interest for his boyhood love in sports, and his favorite sport is baseball. He's appeared in several films that include a baseball theme, a few of which, like Field of Dreams and Bull Durham, are considered to be among his best. Since Costner has a home in Austin, Texas, he tries to make it to as many Texas Longhorn games and practice sessions as possible. Since he was good friends with former Longhorns coach Augie Garrido from back in his Cal State days, Costner cast Garrido to play the role of the Yankees manager in his 1999 film For Love of the Game. Costner used to be partial owner of the now-defunct Zion, Illinois minor league team, the Lake County Fielders. The Fielders were a member of the since-disbanded Northern League in 2010 and joined the North American League the following year. In April of 2012, they announced they would not be fielding a team that season, and they subsequently disbanded. Costner developed tech to clean up the ocean. In 1995, Costner began work developing oil separation machines based on a patent he had purchased from the U.S. government. While his machines were of little interest commercially at first, after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in 2010, BP bought 5 devices from the company Costner had ownership in, Ocean Therapy Solutions. Later that year, BP entered into a leasing agreement with the company for 32 of the oil-water separation machines. Costner opened a museum in South Dakota. In 2004, Costner opened up a 3,000-square-foot museum called Tatanka, The Story of the Bison, a mile south of Deadwood, South Dakota, along U.S. Route 86. His intention was for the attraction to serve as an educational and emotional place for people to learn the history of America's historic expansion westward. The facility has a large interactive center featuring hands-on exhibits, a retail section, a dining area, and a small theater. The museum's centerpiece is a large bronze sculpture of a buffalo jump commissioned by artist Peggy Detmers. Costner opened a casino and a restaurant. In 1991, Kevin opened the Midnight Star Casino and Restaurant in Deadwood, South Dakota. He hired a couple named Francis and Carla Caneva to manage the business while giving them each an ownership share of the company while paying them salaries and bonuses as well. He terminated their employment in 2004 while requesting they agreed to an amicable disassociation. They declined and ended up suing Costner to buy their shares based upon double the amount of their fair market value. They won their case in lower court, but after Costner appealed, they lost in the South Dakota Supreme Court. Costner subsequently closed the business in 2017 and sold it in 2020. Costner wrote a book and narrates a podcast. In 2015, Costner co-authored a hybrid adventure novel graphic novel entitled The Explorers Guild, A Passage to Shambhala, alongside author John Baird, researcher Stephen Meyer, and chief illustrator Rick Ross, no relation to the rapper. Most recently, in 2020, Costner teamed up with Woody Sears to launch the audio entertainment travel app Here Here. Costner narrates some of the audio podcasts for the service, which provides travelers exploring the U.S. with stories, information, and history about the people and places they encounter in their voyages. Now it's time to hear from you. Which one of these was most surprising to hear about? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined Factsverse as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of Factsverse, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from Factsverse or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99. There are hours of members-only videos waiting for you, with new videos added every month. And we're actively working on bringing even more features to help fans like you connect with other members and get more of your favorite content. Just click join, and we'll see you inside the membership tab.